Coming up, the government shutdown will continue into next week.
An earthquake rocks Shazy.
And SUNY Plattsburgh's open house invites prospective students to campus.
All that, plus weather, entertainment, and sports coming up on PS News.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Molly Ryan.
And I'm Jordan Barosi. Thank you for joining us.
The federal government shutdown is dragging on with no end in sight as lawmakers head into the weekend without a big deal. On Thursday, a divided Senate failed for the 10th time to advance the Republican-led stopgap funding bill. Democrats have refused to back the plan, saying they won't support it without guarantees for increased health care funding. Republicans need 60 votes to move the bill forward, which would keep the government open until late November. With no agreements reached, the senators are leaving town and no votes are scheduled Friday or over the weekend. The earliest possible action now comes Monday. The House remains out of session, and as of Thursday, the shutdown has stretched to 16 days, making it the third longest in U.S. history.
Wall Street's on edge after months of climbing higher as renewed trade tensions between the U.S. and China shake investor confidence. Tuesday's trading sessions was a wild ride. The Dow plunged more than 600 points before recovering to close up about 200. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ both slipped, capping off a volatile day for markets worldwide. Analysts say the uncertainty stems from a growing trade standoff between the world's two largest economies. China recently announced export controls on rare earth materials, prompting a threat from President Donald Trump of a new 100% tariff. Since then, the exchange has escalated, with Trump accusing Beijing of economic hostility for holding off on purchasing U.S. soybeans. Market watchers warn that a reignited trade war could fuel inflation and slow the U.S. economy. President Donald Trump and China's president are expected to meet at the APEC summit in South Korea later this month.
Global food giant Nestle is making major cuts, announcing plans to eliminate about 16,000 jobs worldwide over the next 2 years. The company says the move is part of a wider effort to streamline operations and reduce costs. Most of the cuts, about 12,000, will come from white-collar positions as Nestle pushes for what it calls operational efficiency, including more automation and shared services. Another 4,000 jobs will be cut from manufacturing and supply chain roles due to boost productivity. In total, the layoffs represent nearly 6% of Nestle's global workforce. The announcement comes as companies across multiple industries face growing pressure to adapt to new technologies. Nestle says it's already using artificial intelligence in several areas of its business and plans to expand that use in the coming years.
A remarkable discovery from deep space, and it didn't come from NASA or a major observatory. Instead, a team of citizen scientists has helped spot something truly rare, a giant double-ringed structure billions of light years away. The team helped identify a rare cosmic formation known as an odd radio circle, or ORC. These massive structures are so large that entire galaxies can sit at their centers. Scientists say ORCs can stretch hundreds of thousands of light years across, up to 20 times the size of our Milky Way. Despite their immense scale, they're incredibly faint, visible only through radio light detectors. This newly discovered ORC is the most distant ever found, about 7.5 billion light years from Earth, and marks the first time such a structure has been discovered by citizen scientists.
Some North Country residents got an unexpected late-night wake-up call Monday after a minor earthquake shook parts of northern and New York and Vermont. The U.S. Geological Survey reports a magnitude of 2.6 quake struck just before midnight, centered about 3 miles northwest of Chazy, New York, near the Canadian border. The quake hit at a depth of about 5 miles and was felt across the region, including Plattsburgh, St. Albans, and Burlington. More than 80 people reported the light shaking to the USGS, with strongest reports coming from Chazy and communities along the western shore of Lake Champlain. Experts say quakes below magnitude 3 rarely cause damage, but can still be felt by people near the epicenter. The USGS is still collecting data to refine its maps and determine the exact impact of Monday night's tremor.
SUNY Plattsburgh is opening its doors to future Cardinals this weekend, giving prospective students a chance to see what campus life is all about. The university's fall open house takes place Saturday, October 18th, starting at 9:30 a.m. in Hawkins Hall E. Glenn Giltz Auditorium. After checking in, students and their families will hear welcome remarks from University President Alexander Enyedi and Vice President for Enrollment and Student Success, Karen McGrath, who will share what makes SUNY Plattsburgh stand out. From there, guests will break off into academic sessions across multiple disciplines, followed by the Cardinal Campus Success Fair in the Angel College Center, where visitors can explore campus services, student programs, and advising opportunities. Campus tours will run throughout the afternoon, giving future students a first-hand look at classrooms, resident halls, and student spaces. Registration is still open on the SUNY Plattsburgh admissions website, and spots are filling up fast. We'll be back with a look at your weather after this break. Stay tuned.
In the heart of downtown Plattsburgh, you can find an old vintage tee, a pair of retro Jordans, even a bunch of bottleheads at a low discounted price. At Jam Vintage USA, they strive to create an eclectic collection of vintage clothing from the 60s all the way through the 90s.
All right, so my name is Jake Martineau. I'm the owner here at Jam Vintage. Some of the things that I really enjoy selling here are just kind of graphic t-shirts because there's such a wide range of things that you can have on a t-shirt, whether it be a sports team or a musician or a place that somebody went to. I think that people can really come in and find a shirt that resonates with them, and that is really cool to me, which I think is something that the community of Plattsburgh is also appreciated as well, having somewhere where they can go and shop for something that is individual and not, the same garment that somebody else can buy at the mall.
You can find this place at 12 Brinklehall Street in Plattsburgh, New York, open from 11 to 5 p.m. Thursday through Sunday.
Hello and welcome back. I am your PAS News meteorologist, Jonah Biggerflora, and let's go look at this weather. Cold. It's really cold out, all right? We got Ellshead at 49, we got Vermontville at 52, we got Dannemora at 50 degrees, upstate Forks at 55. As we head to Plattsburgh, we got a little 54. As we head over to the Vermont area, we got 53 and another 54. Now let's look to our 5-day forecast. Yes, the 5-day forecast has very great stuff. It's been cold, but sometimes it's not done. Welcome to Fool's Fall. Here we go. We got Friday at 54 degrees. At Saturday, we got 58 in clouds. All right, the weekend's pretty nice. With Sunday with 6-7 on there, and a little bit down with clouds. And also, to start your day off is not going to be good, so make sure you wear a jacket because it's going to rain. It's going to drizzle and snizzle. All right, it's going to be at 59 degrees, and it's going to be at 60. And that is it for weather. I am Jonah Biggerflora, and let's head back to the desk with Molly Ryan.
Good afternoon, Plattsburgh. I'm Molly Ryan. Let's take a look at what's happening in Hollywood. It's been 1 year since the music world lost Liam Payne, the talented artist who captured hearts with his voice, charm, and passion. From sold-out arenas to quiet moments with fans, his impact continues to resonate worldwide. Thursday marks the anniversary of his tragic passing. Fans gathered in Buenos Aires, laying flowers, lighting candles, and sharing memories to honor the artist who touched millions. The former One Direction star died in 2024 after falling from the 3rd floor of a hotel in Argentina, leaving fans and the music industry in shock. Payne first captured hearts on the British stage in 2008, auditioning for X Factor at just 14 years old. His talent and charm launched him into global stardom with One Direction, and later he pursued a solo career, continuing to inspire fans worldwide. As fans remember him this week, his music and legacy continue to resonate, celebrating a life that left a lasting mark on the world. No Doubt is bringing their signature sound and style back to the stage, and this time they're taking over Las Vegas. The band, fronted by Grammy winner Gwen Stefani, announced Friday they'll be headlining a limited engagement at the Sphere in Las Vegas next May. It's a major return for the group, who haven't toured or played a run of shows in 14 years. No Doubt dominated the 90s and early 2000s with hits like Don't Speak, Just a Girl, and Underneath It All. The band reunited earlier this year for Fire Aid benefit concert and delivered a crowd favorite set at Coachella last year. Their Las Vegas residency also marks the 30th anniversary of their breakout album Tragic Kingdom, which helped define an era of alternative pop and skyrocketed them to stardom. An artist pre-sale begins next Wednesday, but fans must register by Monday to get access. Remaining tickets go on sale next Friday. Rapper and auto-tune icon T-Pain is turning a 2000s hit into reality thanks to a new collaboration with Crocs. The Grammy-winning artist is partnering with the apparel brand to create a limited edition shoe inspired by Flo Rida's classic track Low, famously featuring T-Pain and the iconic line Boots with the Fur. The collab brings that lyric to life with what Crocs is calling the classic unforgettable leopard knee-high boot. The statement piece stands more than 35 inches tall, covered in plush, vegan, leopard print fur, and decked out in charms, chains, and gold accents. T-Pain posted a teaser video showing off the new look, saying he's just here to make your feet shine. The limited edition boots drop October 23rd exclusively on Crocs.com with a retail price of a whopping $159.99. That's the latest in entertainment this week. We'll be right back with your sports update after this brief intermission.
CA stands for, if I'm getting it correct, College Theater Association. We don't just put on shows, we do a bunch of collaborative events. We do karaoke or improv. I learned a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff on terms, and I learned how to make friends as well. We're all really welcoming, and we're all very supportive of each other. We just want to make it as comfortable for people. Go for it, and if you don't like it, then that's not a problem. At least you tried.
Hello, Plattsburgh. I'm Alex Duval. Now let's get right into this week's sports action. The Plattsburgh State men's soccer team kept their playoff push alive Saturday with a commanding 2-0 Senior Day win over SUNY Canton at the Fieldhouse Soccer Complex. Plattsburgh struck early in the 10th minute when first-year Declan Gallagher linked up with junior Xavier Kamba for a clinical finish inside the box. That will be Gallagher's second goal of the season. In the 68th minute, Plattsburgh iced the game when Lucas Arbelaez dropped a perfect cross into the box, and first-year Rocco Ruscido rose above the defense to head it home for a 2-0 advantage. The back line stayed locked in from start to finish, earning the team's 5th shutout of the season and capping off a dominant performance on Senior Day. With the win, the Cardinals moved to 7-2-4 overall and 2-2-1 in SUNYAC play, climbing into the top 6 as the postseason race heats up. They'll look to keep rolling tomorrow at home against Oswego State. The Plattsburgh State women's soccer team kept their hot streak alive Saturday, blanking SUNY Canton 2-0 on the road in a dominant performance. The Cardinals came out firing, controlling possession, and peppering the Canton net with shots, outshooting the Kangaroos 12-2 in the first half. But just before the break, senior Hannah Myers ripped a long-range strike off the crossbar, and first-year Alana De La Cruz crashed the box to head home the rebound for her 5th goal of the season. In the second half, Plattsburgh turned up the heat, swarming the defense and forcing turnovers. Junior Sydney Myers burst through the back line and buried her team-leading 8th goal of the year to ultimately seal the game. Goalkeepers Brooklyn De Silva and Lily Bailey locked it down in net, combining for the Cardinals' 5th shutout of the season. With the win, Plattsburgh State soars to the top of the SUNYAC standings at 7-6 overall and 4-1 in conference play, firmly in the driver's seat heading into the postseason. They'll face Oswego on the road tomorrow at 1 p.m. Finally, over to football. The Bengals pulled off a thrilling win Thursday night, defeating the Steelers 33-31 in a back-and-forth shootout in Cincinnati, a matchup featuring two 40-plus-year-old quarterbacks as newly acquired Joe Flacco faced off against Aaron Rodgers. Pittsburgh struck first as Rodgers rolled out and hit Jonnu Smith for a 10-yard touchdown on their opening drive. But the Bengals answered late in the second quarter. Flacco connected with Jamar Chase in the corner of the end zone, then found T. Higgins for another score to put Cincinnati on top. Rodgers fired back in the second half with touchdowns to Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington, capping a 68-yard strike to Freiermuth that gave Pittsburgh a 31-30 lead with 2 minutes left. But Flacco stayed cool under pressure, driving the Bengals into field goal range, and Evan McPherson nailed the 36-yarder in the final seconds to win it for Cincinnati. They hold on 33-31 in a thriller, with Flacco tossing 4 touchdowns and Jamar Chase setting a franchise record of 16 catches. Well, that's all that I have for sports this week, Plattsburgh. Now let's get back to the desk with Molly and Jordan.
Thank you everyone for tuning into this week's edition of PS News.
We're your news anchors, Jordan Barosi
and Molly Ryan. Make sure to stay tuned for the next weekly news update as well as all of our upcoming shows.
You'll find all of those shows right here on our YouTube channel. Also, make sure to check out our Instagram at Plattsburgh State TV.
Have a great week, Plattsburgh.